It's time for another episode of All Right Bet. All right, everybody. Hey, welcome back. It's another episode of All Right Bet. Andy, I know that's how I started every time, man. How you feeling this week?
Good. I'm ready for another week 8 of football. Just hope we can kind of keep the train moving forward.
Yeah, I think we will. After last week, it was a great week. Hey, here we are, part 2. We got our guest picker, Armon York. He's going to be coming in here pretty soon. But really quick, we're going to recap last week's numbers. Now, Andy, we did it again. We beat the guest picker again last week, but it's been pretty back and forth all year. So when Armon gets in here, he's gonna have to lay down some good picks. We've had some good guest pickers, but we get them this week. You went 4-2. I believe, yeah. So you went 4-2 this week with a -1 on the over/under. All right, good week for you. I also went 4-2, but as usual, -3 on the over/under for me. And Anthony Finelli goes 3-3. But again, these damn guest pickers, +1. He goes +1 in the over/under. So that brings the season totals right now. Andy, you're at 23-19 overall, -1 on the over/under. I'm at 25-17, -17 on the over/under. I got no shot there. And the guest pickers are at 23-19, tied with you, and they are at +2 on the over/under for right now. So that's where we're sitting right now. We got to hope this week we can keep it rolling, have some good scores like we did last weekend. And, I'm going to need you to come through on the NFL again, buddy.
We got some now all of a sudden hard games. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we do. Well, listen, I think we need to bring in the guest picker now. Let's bring in Armon York. Let me see. He's here. Here we go. Hey, Armon, what's up, man?
What's going on? How's everybody doing?
Good. I love the gear, bro.
Thank you, man. It feels good to be able to rock it with pride. One pride, that is.
Yeah.
Number
right?
one. Right?
It has been a while since we have been able to do that. I'll tell you that right now, man.
I mean, I'm going back to like Eric Hipple days, Gary Danielson days.
I don't know. You got to go that far. Eric Kramer, maybe. We go Eric
All right,
Kramer.
Look, Eric Kramer. But more so like the steady, even keel, consistent playoff contention. I think that's where we're headed. I think with Coach Dan, I think we are really setting a new benchmark for what winning is going to be in Motown. And man, I'm in the A, but look, I'm representing for the Motor City Lions.
You have to, man. It's not a lot of people around town doing that, man. But you're right. Feels like the culture is changing. To me, it feels a lot like when Jim Schwartz came into town, changed the culture. Let Sue and them guys be the bad boys of football and all that. And it feels good again to be like that. But listen, man, I gotta talk to you a little bit about this New Jack City, the musical, man. Listen, I saw this thing on the internet. You were posting it and stuff when I was in LA, and I was like, okay, I got to check this thing out. Then I saw it's coming to LA, but then I moved here to Atlanta near you now, before it moved out there. So I didn't get a chance to check this thing out, but tell us a little bit about it, man.
Man, listen, I was honored to be a part of such a star-studded cast. I mean, we're talking legends. If you know music, if you know hip hop, we're talking legends. I mean, heavyweights. Big Daddy Kane, playing the role of Stone, right?
Yeah.
And then Tretch playing Nino Brown, Tretch of Naughty by Nature.
Yeah, man.
Right. I mean, original member of the Flavor Unit, right? Queen Latifah, right? The whole connection to 45 King, rest in peace to DJ Mark, 45 King. But as you hear, I have a lot of passion when it comes to music and being an actor and being able to perform. First of all, Alan Payne, much love and respect to Alan Payne, Flex Alexander, Gary Dordan, Vincent Ward. Oh my gosh, so many. Tori Hart, Kevin Hart, Tori Hart. Yeah, she's doing her thing. I mean, she's a comedian. I mean, listen, so much respect and being around so many seasoned veterans who've done great work, right? The body of work. I mean, just those names that I mentioned. Their body of work, and to be in that company, and just an honor, man. I mean, you talk about exciting times, seeing Big Daddy Kane rock in Brooklyn. To see Christopher Williams. If you saw the movie New Jack City, first of all, if anyone has seen him,
for sure.
The music, the soundtrack. A lot of people look back in the '90s. A lot of people bought soundtracks,
right?
Like this, like getting soundtrack to the back when the soundtrack to the film really also like reflected the vibe of the story. But anyhow, man, I can go on and on. Thank you so much, man. It was an honor. Man.
Armon, can I ask you a question about who played Nino Brown? Nino Brown was dope. He was dope as fuck. That was Wesley Snipes in the movie. Whoever played Nino, did he wear the hat and the shades? Because that's when I think of Nino Brown, I think of like that hat and the shades.
What Tretch and Naughty by Nature, he definitely embodies that energy, right? He really did his thing. I mean, to see him put that work in and to really carry the weight of Nino, of young Nino. What the play did, the stage play though, the stage play was a musical, like Mike had mentioned earlier. So I was a member of the OJs. If you remember the movie, you know, the group Levert, they are the sons of the OJ. So for the love of money, you know, that's the essence. So I was a member of the doo-wop group that actually basically opened the show.
I'm glad you set it up like that, man, because we're about to take a look at it right now. I got a little clip here, my man. Yeah, here we go.
Wow.
The movie moves you, but the stage play will blow you away.
Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
It's Johnson's New Jack City, live on stage, Nino Brown.
You know what? Nowadays, people want to get real high, real fast.
Money.
Going crazy over that shit.
Man. They were at the top of their game.
You was living for the money.
But when loyalty and trust takes a hit, so does survival.
Get your $5 ass down before I make change.
Big Daddy Kane, Tretch from Naughty by Nature, Flex Alexander, the original G Money, Alan Payne, and Gary Dorday. December 6th. What some won't do.
It's crazy calling me, man. They calling me, man.
A Jacarius Entertainment production.
There it is. There you go, man. We see you all over there, man. That was sweet.
There's Pookie in there. Man. Those rocks.
Yeah, Flex. Yes, Flex Alexander. You remember Flex from the UPN, long running UPN show. The name of the show. Oh my goodness. Help me out here.
I can't think of it.
The Upshaws.
No. Edit this out. Don't put that in. Flex, you're gonna kill me. I'm sorry, Flex.
Listen, you know the man. You don't even need to know his resume. If you know
Uptown Comedy, Flex was a dancer for Salt and Pepper and DJ Spinderella, right? You know, and so like from there, he actually got into comedy. You know, he was actually working with Tracy Morgan. Mm-hmm. Tracy Morgan. Okay. There back in the 90s, there was actually a comedy show called Uptown Comedy.
Yeah. Yep.
That featured Flex, a young Tracy Morgan, and who would go on. You know, these guys are phenomenal, man. These guys are phenomenal.
Tracy Morgan, one of my favorites, man.
I think didn't Tretch date somebody in Salt and Pepper too? Weren't they together for a long time?
Yeah. Actually, that would be Peppa.
Peppa. Okay. I grew up. I grew up like in a small town in northern Missouri, and mostly white community. So that like those '90s like rap and like a movie like New Jack City were kind of like my comic books, where you know that's what I was into. I didn't know who else I could talk to about it. You know, I didn't have any idea. So like I love New Jack City. Like that is one of my like favorite movies. I mean, that movie is incredible. Right. This is incredible. I had no idea you did the live thing. I love it, man.
It's great, man. It's great. Man.
Yeah,
what's Big Daddy Kane like, man? He's a legend, man.
It's like this. It's let me turn my hat around. It's like this, man. It's like this. I mean, I find myself, because I was around him, I find myself really trying. I found myself studying him,
Yeah.
Like he's a man of few words, but when he spoke, it's almost like E.F. Hutton talks. People listen. Remember E.F. Hutton? All right.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah, man.
I'm dating myself. But yeah, man. Focus. I mean, Tretch's focus. Alan Payne. How about working with Alan Payne, the original G Money?
He's in the original movie. I know. Yeah.
The original G Money. How about being around? How about being privy to stories about how Orange Juice Jones was supposed to be G Money? They wanted Orange Juice Jones. I saw you
walking
and
in
him.
You and I be like cornflake without the milk. Oh yeah, Orange Juice Jones.
That Gucci,
man.
that Gucci I bought you. Oh, you
Right.
can take that off. That Louis.
Oh yeah.
No, you're gonna take that off, right?
Right.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
And how Ice-T meeting Roxanne Shante, being in Brooklyn and being backstage before I'm about to go on, and I'm seeing like the people whose albums that I bought like when I was a kid.
It's crazy.
Right. And
Big
then
Kane, like
Big Daddy Kane. I had a
Smooth Operator. We'll talk about Smooth Operator.
Big Daddy Kane's a legend, man.
Prince of Darkness. We're talking
I also
about
like the song like Set It Off. You guys remember that song?
Ain't no half stepping.
Ain't no half stepping is so underrated.
I get the job.
He performed that, and to see him perform, ain't no half stepping, right?
Also, Kane put his name in a lot of songs, which I always liked.
Yeah.
Like he's always like putting Kane in there somewhere. He has
a
song called "Warm It Up, Kane," I believe. I think
Warm It Up, Kane.
That's the title of the song. Just warm it up.
Raw.
Kane.
Yeah.
Raw.
I mean,
raw, right?
As a kid, you had all the Big Daddy Kane stuff. You know what I mean? You had all the tapes.
Job done.
Yeah.
All of that, right? We can go on and on.
We can go on and on.
I mean, at that time, MTV was, you would watch MTV, and that's what you would do, and then you would watch the videos. That's how you would find new music,
Yeah, in Detroit, we had the box, man. We had the box. I don't know if you had that in Grand Rapids. Did you guys have the box in Grand Rapids?
We had we had to have WKBD if we had cable. So WTV 50 Detroit, we had that Shock Theater, but we didn't get the box.
That little Barden Cable used to have this little channel called The Box, and they were way ahead of their time. They had an 800 number, and you called in and picked what video you wanted to see, and they just played it.
Oh, sounds great.
It was not
dope.
Big Daddy Kane and all the hard hitting old Kumo D and DJ
Wait a minute.
Out Cool Chip and like
I remember the box. We did have the box. Yeah, we did. I remember the box now.
Man, Oaktown 357, all the stuff that was big time back there would be on the box on the loop, man.
Oaktown 357.
I saw the cast in this thing though, Armon, and I was like, man, how lucky you were to be able to work with these dudes and see these dudes. The stories, like I mean, phenomenal. How many different cities did this thing hit when you were running with it?
I ran with it. So I ran with the first stretch. I wasn't part of the tour that started in 2023. So basically I ran 7 cities. Seven cities. Oh, 7 or 8 cities. Kicked it off in Philly, opened it up in Philly, Baltimore, DC, Detroit, Atlanta, Charlotte, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn had to been hype, man. That had to been the best. Like Atlanta and Brooklyn, probably.
Kane. First of all, Kane's from Brooklyn.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
Right. So being right there in Brooklyn in the newly renovated King's Theater, right? And when you be in some of these theater houses and you look up at the architecture and you really appreciate the work of art and the masterful like craftsmanship of the acoustics, right? And just being able to be around people who actually have performed in front of tens of thousands at a time. Yeah. Like when you think of like when I think of where Naughty by Nature were at the peak of their career, right? Man. When I think of where Kane was at the peak, right? So for them, and then like listen, imagine like I'm sniffing 50 and I'm out here on stage singing and doing choreography, man. I mean, like it was actually a dream. It was surreal at times. Sometimes after the shows, I'd be like, wow, I'm everybody wants to go hang out, but I have to recoup. I'm thinking like I'm like the veteran. Like if we were to look at a professional sports athlete, and looking at like a LeBron, right? Much respect to LeBron, but also having the access to certain resources to be able to like repair your body and then get your body back in shape to be able to like perform at a high level.
Right.
Yeah,
For sure.
Like it's amazing, man.
I know that's a completely genuine comment coming from you, because knowing you, like, it was one of the first things that when we first met that we bonded over was your music and the extent of the catalog and your knowledge of it, and like both of us just started going down rabbit holes of stuff we loved, and like, so I know that that's real close to your heart. So I know that's a real genuine statement, and this thing had to been, it was not wasted on choosing you to be in the cast, man. That was, congratulations on that. That's awesome, man.
For sure.
Woo, thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it was great. I got to ask you about one other project you did, though, that I love. And Andy, I don't know if you've seen this thing, but you also got to be in the movie Warrior.
Yeah,
I
did.
That is one of my, I'm telling you, that is an unsung sports movie to me. Nick Nolte's nominated for the Oscar.
Nick Nolte.
I mean,
yeah,
young Tom Hardy in that thing, man. Kevin Dunn in that thing. Joel Egerton. Like, I love that movie.
Joel Egerton's
really do.
Cool.
I mean, what was it like being on set for that thing, man? That's a great underrated film, man.
Man, I'll just say it. That was a blessing. It was a blessing. It came out of nowhere. I was literally leaving the Y. I was only supposed to work like I was only supposed to work like 2 days, and I was on set for like a month.
Oh,
and
awesome.
And so like, a kid from Grand Rapids, man, I wasn't really like I was literally going through my routine of trying to find a job. So I was literally coming out of the YMCA, getting my workout on, because I knew I needed to have my mind in a good space in order to be able to face whatever I was going to face that day. And to look at my phone, turn my phone on. This is back when you had to turn your phone off to save your charge.
Yeah, man.
So I turned my phone on, and I had a message from the second on the film, and the brother happened to be from Detroit. His name was Tico. He's like, Armon, it's Tico from Warrior, man. Give me a call. It's Tico from Warrior in Pittsburgh. Give me a call, because we shot that film in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Give me a call, man. There's some changes, man. We got to get you on set. So I'm like, huh? So like, I called my agent. I call Ann in Detroit at the talent shop.
Talent shop.
I call Ann. I'm like, hey, because I auditioned for this thing and I forgot all about it, because I'm like, shoot, they probably already picked who they wanted, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I was not supposed to go to set until June, and this was like 2 days before my birthday, 2 days before like my 33rd or 34th birthday or something like that. And talk about a blessing, man. And then to get there, it was the year the Red Wings were playing the Penguins in the Stanley Cup. It was, and then to be on set and before I even got a chance to be around Kurt Angle, I got Kurt Angle stories.
Man, let's hear a Kurt Angle story, because Andy and I are big wrestling fans.
Kurt Angle.
Let's hear a Kurt Angle story, man.
Kurt Angle plays Cobra, and he's UFC. He's Cobra. He's big. He's Kurt Angle.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But Kurt Angle dips tobacco, something heavy, man. I don't know. Hey, me costa, su costa. So, because my dressing room, my co-star Jeff Hockendowner, much love and respect to Jeff Hockendowner, Poland, Ohio, Youngstown, Kent State, by way of Colorado and Kent State. Brother played for Colorado before they changed their colors from the UCLA colors over to the current colors. Yeah.
The old black and gold.
Yeah. And he got ran over by Marcus Dupree when Marcus Dupree was at Oklahoma. Oh. But anyhow, he and our dressing room were next door to Kurt Angle. So we were next door to Kurt Angle for like a whole month. And Kurt Angle had like dumbbells in his, he had He had big 45-pound dipping tobacco, and then there was plenty of like in craft services. There was plenty of like BSN, all these supplements, right? But these guys say they don't lift weights, and I'm like, what? So like I'm around Anthony Midnight Johnson, who at that time I believe he was like the number 2 UFC fighter in the world. Like I'm around guys like, man, if they kick you, they could kill you. Like they knew where they were pretty precise. They were pretty precise on where they could attack certain vulnerable spots in your body. But no, Kurt Angle was a riot, man. He had a certain walk. I don't know if it's from all the HGH, but
It's from the gold medals, bro. It's from the gold medals.
Yeah, all that weight, right? All that weight. So he walks, and I was playing a joke with my co-star Jeff Hockendowner. We were both like, I think we were like in the 50s on the call sheet. Right? We were way down there, but our role was very important because when Tommy is AWOL, the Marine police have to come get him. So, Tom Hardy he loved Wu-Tang. So I come in and he's like, we're getting ready to shoot the scene, and he's in the locker room, and Mr. Nolte is somewhere because Mr. Nolte. Thanks to Mr. Nolte, I was on set for a whole month.
Wow.
Thanks to
he kept stretching filming.
Listen, bro. Listen, man. Production. Look, listen. Lionsgate had to come out. The line producers had to fly out from Hollywood, and they had to come and like see like what's going on because he was having too much. He was having too much fun in the Strip District, bro. Like if you know Pittsburgh, you got the Strip District, and then you got East Carson Street. So you got East Carson, and you get up in those hills, you can find dive bars, man. You feel like I mean, Pittsburgh is a city
cool.
all within
Pittsburgh
itself.
is cool, man. It's a cool little city, man. But hey, that's method acting, man. That's his character in the movie.
Yeah,
he's doing research over there, man. That's his character.
He's real deal. He's real deal. He's the real deal. Listen, the 48 hours, like to see him, and you just respect people like that, man.
Oh man,
you respect. You don't really. I didn't have to say hi to him. I just to see him still working and to be able to have a job in a project with his name on the front.
Crazy, man. Well, congrats on that too. And it really is one of my favorite movies. If that thing comes on when I'm flipping with nothing to do, man, I'm not changing the channel. It's such a good movie, man. It's a great.
You don't see me. You don't see me because that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes that's how it goes. But if you get the DVD or if you actually, I'm in the outtakes. All right, you see me in the outtakes.
Month on set, them checks cash. You spent a month next to Kurt Angle in the hotel. You got Nick Nolte strip club stories, man. That's all. Listen.
Oh my God.
Listen. I mean,
it's well worth it.
It's well worth it, man. That's awesome, man. So congrats on that. You had a good run at some stuff, man. Man, I'm telling you what. Let's jump into a little college football here, though.
Let's do that, man.
Before we do that, though, now I know you went to Hampton, right? You're Hampton Pirate. I know that much, right? You're getting ready to head out for homecoming this weekend. Now,
yes, indeed.
So, and my son plays for Grambling State.
I do, and we beat Grambling.
That's what I was just going to say. We got us in the opener, man. 35-31, hell of a game. You played it up in New Jersey. It was a great season opener, man. But you got us, so I owe you a beer. We get together out here. I owe you a beer on that one, man. Hampton got us.
Much respect to your son and his achievements, and to you, coach, because you coach, right?
Yeah, I was.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing well. I'm going to drive out and see him play this weekend. They're playing Bethune, so we'll see how that goes this weekend. But on our docket here, we got to get into some NCAA and see what you know and what you think, man. You're the guest picker this week, so let's start out with this first game. We got Georgia laying 14 points at Florida, and the over-under is 46.5. What do you think on this one, Armon?
All right. This is a big game. This is the Georgia-Florida line game. Okay, they play this game. They play this game in a neutral location, supposedly neutral. I don't know how Jacksonville. I don't know how Jacksonville is neutral when Gainesville is like a away from
Right.
It ain't
from
too far.
Duval, right? Ain't too far. But I'm going with Georgia, man. Like Athens is literally around the corner. So like come on, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They're good.
14.
They're good.
I'll take Georgia with the points.
Okay. And what do you think on that over under, man? 46.5.
Oh yeah, man, that's easy. That's gonna Georgia. Listen, this is gonna be Georgia's first real game. I mean, this is really the first real game for them, in my opinion. They haven't played anybody. This is the first meaningful game to them to where like it's this game is about bragging rights. This is the Georgia Florida line, and Georgia is they're just gonna do it. They're just gonna do it. I have faith in them. I believe there's gonna be more than 46 points scored in this game.
All right, man. Hey, there it is, man. Armon is on Georgia laying 14 and the over. Andy, what are you doing, man?
Well, is it called like the world's largest cocktail party? Is that what this game is? Right?
Is that what they call it?
I want to say that's what they call it, Florida Georgia line. That basically, but Armon makes some good points about like I actually had thought Florida was the home team here, but you're right. The game's in Jacksonville. Look, I don't love Billy Napier. I've never loved the Florida coach. I think he's going to get fired. But Georgia is going to not have their best player, Brock Bowers. He won't be playing for like 4 weeks to 6 weeks because he's got an ankle injury. That means Georgia's going to probably throw some more deep balls, and we'll see how good Florida is at that kind of pass defense. I think Sunbelt Billy is what they call him. Maybe Billy Napier, the Florida coach. I'm taking Florida. I'm taking the 14. Georgia kind of sleepwalks and they kind of rumble around and like they play with their food. I just think somehow, especially with Bowers out early is a good time to play Georgia, like this week or next week when the sweet Missouri Tigers play Georgia. Now Missouri's going to lose. Don't worry, I'm not taking Missouri to beat Georgia, but I think 14 is about right to me. I think the only way Florida covers that 14 is the over. So I'm going Florida in the over.
Florida in the over. All right, man. Listen, I think both of you guys make some good points here, but Georgia shows up when they want to because they're playing bored, right? We talked about it before on the show, Andy. They're just playing bored because they don't have any competition, so they don't cover. The only game they covered to Armon's point kind of was the first big game they really had was Kentucky. Kentucky's undefeated and was playing really well, and they blew their doors off. The one time they got challenged and they blew Kentucky's doors off. So you're right, Andy. They don't cover until they're challenged. And I think they're going to be challenged this week. It's a rivalry game. All right. And they're going to show up. Now, on the other side with Florida, Mertz has not been the problem. We've also talked about that. Mertz is not the problem. The quarterback, his last 2 games, he's thrown for 677 yards, 6 touchdowns, and no interceptions. And they weren't exactly playing slouches. Mertz is looking pretty good right now. Georgia's problem early in the year has been their quarterback was Beck, right? Now he's kind of settled in because now he doesn't have the stress on his shoulders of that NIL deal. You guys know they're redoing all the Scooby-Doo movies, and he's taking over Matthew Lillard's part as Shaggy, right?
Yeah.
So the NIL deal is set. Beck is going to be Shaggy in the new Scooby-Doo, and they're going to celebrate with the big win. I'll tell you, I'm taking Georgia, and I'm taking the over in this one. Give me the dogs. Give me the over. Let's get in the end zone, man. Yeah, I'm taking Georgia all day long in this one, fellas.
By the way, if you want to bet Florida, I would say wait. That line's just going to go up. It's going to probably get to 15, 16.
That's a good point for the bettors out there. It is probably going to head straight up, man. Let's hit this next game. We got Oregon laying 6.5 at Utah. The over-under is 49. Andy, I'll let you jump in first.
Bo Nix on the road. I don't like Bo Nix on the road. I do like Bo Nix at home, but I don't like Bo Nix on the road. This is more of a bet on the Utah coach, whatever his name is. I like that coach, Kyle, whatever. Winningham. Yeah. So we just saw Utah go on the road and beat USC. They were the better team for about 3.5 quarters. Still almost found a way to lose. I think Coach Kyle's getting this Utah team figured out. They're going to play tough defensively. They're going to hang around. They're probably not going to get blown out. Oregon's coming off the last time we saw Oregon. They beat a team, but the last time they saw a good team, they lost. So probably should have won that game, to be honest. But you know where I'm going. I'm going with the home team. You're going to give me a home dog at a touchdown, basically? Yeah, I'll take the home dog for sure in a conference game. Last time Utah and Oregon are going to play each other for a little while.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be important. And the only way they cover is the over. So over, Utah.
You're taking Utah and the over in this one. Listen, since Utah, we talked about it last week a little bit. Since Utah's made the switch to Barnes, they've scored 70 points in 2 games. Early in the year, they were only scoring 7 a game and holding people because they've got the number 1 defense in the Pac-12. But you know who's got the number 2? It's Oregon. This is one Oregon team that finally has a defense on their side, and they've been playing decently. Washington is Washington. They got their doors blown off by Washington. But also on the flip side, Utah, they got beat. They got points. They got yards and points put up on that defense by USC. They won the game. Mm-hmm. But outside both of those teams playing those juggernauts of offense, their defense has been holding teams like right around 225, 230 yards a game. So this could be a real big defensive battle. The last 3 times Utah and Oregon have played, Oregon has scored 7, 10, and 20. Utah's got their number. Utah's got their number defensively, man. But I'm going to go against everything I just said here, man. Well, not really. I think Oregon's going to win the game, but I don't think it's going to be by more than 6.5. So for the spread contest here, I'm going to take Utah and the points, and I'm going to stick on the under. So, Armon, what do you think in this one?
Man, I had to listen to both of you guys so I could really figure out where I'm going to go with it. But I've seen Utah. I've seen Oregon. I like Bo Nix. I think he's excited. I think he's very talented. And I'm going to go with Utah on this one.
You'll take Utah as well?
I'll take Utah.
All right. What do you think this is? Do you think they're going to be defense, offense? So the over-under here is 49.
Man, I don't know if they're going to be able to exchange the points. I mean, I don't know. But then again, I don't think it's going to be – I don't think one team is going to get away from the other team. And Utah is at home. So I think I'm going to go with the under here.
You'll take the under as well? Yeah, this thing could go either way. I mean, it could really be tight, or it could be a blowout, like score-wise. Both teams could just be knocking down touchdowns. You just never know. Hey, that brings us to our last college game here, guys. This one is interesting to me. This is Oklahoma laying 10 at Kansas. The over-under is 65.5. Right? I mean, I see your face, Armon. The over-under 65.5. Oklahoma laying 10 to Kansas. What do you think, man?
Last time I bet on Kansas, which was 2 weeks ago, and they lost me money against Oklahoma State, but because my mom went to KU, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. My mother and my uncle Jimmy went to Uncle Lacey, rest in peace, went to Kansas. So I definitely believe it's going to be over 65 points scored in this game.
Okay,
definitely be. And where are they playing? In Lawrence? Are they playing?
This is in Kansas. Yep.
Oh man, what's the spread again?
The spread is 10 points.
Oh no, man,
it's a tough spread. That's why we put it on the docket this week. It's a tough one.
I don't. Okay, so then I'm going with Oklahoma. I don't see Kansas beating. I believe I got Oklahoma being able to win by more than a touchdown in the field goal.
Okay. All right. I'm going to tell you right now, my man Andy loves a home dog, and I think I know what's coming. Andy, let us have it.
Well, I hate Kansas. It's just how I was raised, right? It's nothing. I've always, it's like the state I would get rid of. I would sell it to whoever right now. Like
Andy from Missouri, Armon.
I'm a Missouri guy, Armon.
Oh, he did. I remember that.
Not my thing. Kansas. So all the things I'm about to say, it pains me to say so much. Kansas is one of the only 2 or 3 teams. There's a couple others in college football that is 3-0 against the spread at home. Which means they covered every game they're at home. Here's the amount of points they've put up at home: 48, 34, 38, 51. Kansas is going to score. Oklahoma, not my favorite team. It's a team I said take the under on at the beginning of the year. The UCF should have beat them last week. UCF
Sure. I was watching that game. Yeah.
They had that new quarterback who's in. The key to Kansas is they got to have their quarterback. Was like Jaden, whatever the Kansas quarterback's name.
With a D.
Yeah, who runs? Who runs is quick. And I like
he's good.
Coach, the Kansas football coach is good. So definitely I'm taking Kansas, and I'm definitely taking the over.
Yeah, Kansas and the over for you. I get you on this one, man. Listen, Oklahoma, they survived UCF 31-29, right? Now Kansas beat UCF 51-22. So we're done here, right? That's all settled then, right? But hold on a minute now. Now wait a minute though, because Texas beat Kansas 40-12, but then Oklahoma beat Texas. So you see, none of that really matters. So that's why we play the games, guys. These teams are pretty evenly matched, I think, with their ability to score points. They're pretty evenly matched if you take away Heisman candidate Gabriel. I mean, he's a pretty good quarterback, and he keeps them pretty steady there. Like you guys said about Kansas, that kid Bean, last week, before last week, he hadn't thrown for more than like 148 yards in the game. Now, last week, he throws for 400 against Oklahoma State, and they lost. So I don't know, that's a pretty big disparity to me that says you're not really sure what you're doing on offense, I guess. Because they do like to pound the rock, but I mean, anyway, they go from 100 and something passing. They're only throwing for like 200 a game. He throws for 400 in a loss to Oklahoma State. But that being said, I love the over here as well. I'm with it. I'm with the over here. But listen, I got to take Kansas at home getting 10. I got to take them getting the 10 points because Oklahoma hasn't really pulled away from anybody. I mean, right? They just haven't pulled away from a lot of people, Andy, right?
No, they don't. They played one game on national TV where they beat a good Texas team, and now I think they've been pushed into the upper echelon of college football teams, and I'm not sure they're that good, to be honest.
No, I agree with you, but they are a little better at home. I'm going to roll with them at home, man. So, hey, that's it for our college games on the Big Six pick here. Now, we're going to roll into the NFL, but before we roll into the NFL, Armon, every week, we got to throw it over to the sponsors real quick. This week, our sponsor, Black Hawk Coffee, and they got my man, Gordon Butterfeld, Hall of Fame minor league baseball announcer, and he's on the old-timey call for Black Hawk Coffee. There you go.
Oh, what just happened?
What just happened is brought to you by Black Hawk Coffee. Start your day off with Black Hawk Coffee and you'll be flying high and landing right on time. That's Black Hawk Coffee, a Colombian bean company. Teddy Wingo on a coffee run. Ho-ho, he biffed it! Lust in his eyes like the Hulkster. Oh, my, let's see what went wrong. It looks like smooth sailing for the shopping mall legend as Tanner Bigsby wants to steal a high five, and right there, you can see Teddy tries to sneak a peek at Tanner's precious cargo, and sploosh! The Exxon Valdez spills its black gold behind the Old Navy. One more time for the legend and the fanboy. He cheats a peek and bang! Oh, my, somebody call mall security. Black Hawk down.
Oh, what just happened?
Gordon, he sees it and he knows how to call it. It's beautiful. It's a lost art, man. Gordon, you are the man just for that reason. Let's jump into the NFL. And Armon, I'm going to go to you first on this one here. Now we got the Cleveland Browns +3 at Seattle. The over-under is 40. Who do you like in this one?
I like Seattle in this one.
Like Seattle?
Yep, I like Seattle, and I'll take over 40.
Okay, let me see if this changes your mind at all, because I'm just getting an update here. The line has moved. All right, it is now the Browns +3.5. They're getting the hook now. I don't know if that plays to you, but they're going to get the half point now, and the over-under has moved to 38. I don't know if that changes anything for you.
It doesn't. I'm rolling with the 12 man. They're in Seattle with the 12 man.
Yeah, they're in Seattle.
Yeah. I'm rolling. And no DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I think he's going to play.
I think he's going to play.
All right. Then yeah, I'm going with Seattle. I think Jerome Ford is going to be out for Cleveland.
Yep.
So
Deshaun. No Deshaun either.
I I don't. That defense is great. Myles Garrett and the defense, the way they're playing, I really love it. They're fierce. They're very physical. They've been having great showings despite and PJ Walker. I mean, but going into this game, Seattle has something to play for here. Seattle's trying to jockey for position in the NFC, right? They're trying to make some noise and say that, hey, we belong in the power rankings. Why aren't you talking about us? Why not us? So I'm going to go with Seattle on this one, and I believe over 40 points are definitely going to be scored because I'm taking under. I'm taking the under.
You go switch up to the under, huh?
I'm switching to under. Seattle under.
All right, Seattle in the under. Listen, I think you hit the nail right on the head with the Browns. That Browns defense is good enough to keep them in any game. And if you're going to give me 3 in the hook, I mean, that they can put you right in position to win the damn game like that. Myles Garrett is probably the best player in the league. He's for sure the best player in the league on defense. I mean, that guy, we said this before a couple of weeks ago. I stand by it. He is the best number 1 overall pick in the last 20 years, I would say. I don't know anybody that's been better. He's a beast, man. He jumps the line and blocks a kick last week. It's ridiculous, man. I absolutely think that the Browns, they need to get it back at the deadline, but that's for another show. I mean, Ford's out now too. Watson's out. I mean, they just, you feel terrible for them. If they could just have their offensive weapons to go with this defense, they'd be all right. But Kareem Hunt, he's been a little banged up because he was out of the mix, but now he's getting accustomed to NFL play the last couple of weeks. Hopefully he'll be able to get going. Seattle's good. They're steady. But listen, I'm taking the Browns. I'm taking the Browns and the 3.5 because of that defense. And I'm going to take the under in this one. I'm going to take the under.
Yeah. Well, I think for my pick, look, Geno's like all quarterbacks, but especially Geno, because he's a little older and he seems a little more fragile to me, is if you can get Geno out running, moving and throwing, then I think bad Geno shows up, right? I think that's when bad Geno arrives in the game. So I think the Browns can do that. I think their front 4 can get in there, cause a little problem. I think the Seattle defense is also going to cause some problems. I am a little concerned that the Colts just kind of lit up the Browns, So it's concerning. It's a little concerning. So I'm also going to ride with the Browns at 3.5. The over-under to me is the hardest one because I want to say the under, but something tells me this game is going to be like 20-17, 24-21. It's going to be in that area. So I think it's kind of a coin flip, the over-under. For the contest, I'm gonna just go with my gut, and my gut tells me take the over. It's gonna surprise me. What concerns me at the over is like what the Colts did to the Browns is like why isn't Seattle watching that tape and be like, we have way better receivers. Let's just do that again.
It's possible. It's possible. We'll see on that. All right, let's jump into this next one. Everybody's excited to watch this game this weekend. It's the most exciting game amongst bad teams of the week, and it's exciting to everybody because of the teams involved. All right, you got the Giants +3 against the Jets in a double home game. It's just a double home game, guys. That's what it is. They both play at the same damn stadium. The over-under is 36.5, and I'm just going to tell you right out of the gates, man, I like the Giants here. All right, they've settled in defensively the last couple of weeks. Tyrod Taylor is a game manager, and everybody acts like that's some kind of term that's disrespectful. Like when people say a guy's a game manager, that's disrespectful. It's not disrespectful at all. It's how you win games in the NFL.
Right.
I mean, that's how you win games, man. And if you ain't Patrick Mahomes, then you better damn well be a game manager. And Tyrod's been managing the games well. So to me, real cut and dry, simple. You got 2 really good defenses are going to go at it this week. Which quarterback is going to manage the game better? And I don't think there's any question Tyrod is going to manage this game better than Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson will make a mistake or two. That'll be the difference. Give me the Giants +3, and I'm all over the under on this one, man. So, I mean, Andy, what do you think?
Probably favorite bet of the week. One of my favorite dogs to take is the Giants. I'll be on the Giants. I kind of think Dayball's kind of got – I think with Taylor as a quarterback, I think Dayball – kind of has it figured out. Kind of what you're saying, though, about Taylor is he just doesn't turn the ball over. Right? Daniel Jones turns the ball over. So Daniel Jones has got like another year, and then they're going to get rid of Daniel Jones, blah, blah, blah. I know he got a new 4-year deal, but it's really a 2-year deal.
It's really a 2-year deal.
So look, I think there's going to be I think it's going to be some long drive. Both teams are so similar. Jets defense better than the Giants. Giants offense probably a little better than the Jets offense, but who knows? It's very hard to say. It's Zach Wilson versus Ty Taylor. So not quite the quarterback matchup of a network's dream there, a New York dream.
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue to change it up here, and I'm gonna take the Giants +3, and I think they find a way. 36 is just low, right? I don't know what the conditions are like. I don't know what it's gonna be windy there, but if it's a pretty normal, end of October, they're gonna find a way to get it's 17-17. Somebody wins 2017. So give me the Giants.
You take Giants in the over. All right, Armor, where you landing here, brother?
Jets.
All over. Jets.
I'm rolling with the Jets, man. Shout out to my frat brother, Mike Moore. I'm going to be seeing him this weekend. He's from Co-op City in the Bronx. He's a Jets fan.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm rolling with Mean Green.
All right. We think you're going to be enough points in this game, or you think the defense is shine?
Oh, man, this game is going to be about pride. I think there'll be enough points. And what are we looking at here? We're looking at
36.5.
36.5. Yeah, man. Yeah. Why not?
You're taking the over? All right.
I'm
rolling
taking
with
the
the over, man. All right.
Yeah.
You guys both on the over there, man. I'm feeling lonely over here. I might have made the wrong move on that one. All right, let's jump to this last game on the docket here for the Big Six pick here. Bengals. Now, this line has also changed and moved here, guys. So the Bengals are now +3 with the news that Brock Purdy's probably not going to play. So we're going to have Sam Darnold in the game. So this is the first time on DWMOD's All Right Bet that we've had to change on the fly. So I'm sorry to throw it at you like that, Armin, but we got to do it. So now it is Bengals +3 at the 49ers, and the over-under is now 43.5. So I'll give you a minute to think on it, and we'll go to Andy.
Look, to be completely honest with you, I was kind of leaning San Francisco at -5.5. So, I actually think this might. I'm not saying this is good long term for San Francisco, but I think for one game, have Darnold come in and give Purdy a little extra time. I kind of am worried that the book of Purdy is being read by the NFL, right? And I'm worried that the Browns might be the ones who have unlocked it, which is you only rush 3 dudes and you drop everybody back. The Vikings did the same thing. If you watch that game, Vikings just rushed like 3 dudes, maybe 4, but mostly 3, and everybody else fell back. And there was no Debo to bail him out. Kittle was covered. That's why there was that pick at the end of the game. Like they just dropped 8 dudes and be like, okay, let's see what you can do now, right? So what I say that to say, Darnold, they won't be able to play that style versus Darnold because nobody knows Darnold's not great. It's like Darnold, Wilson, those guys.
Yeah, man, oh my God.
So like Darnold's not great. I do think it's going to be a big C-Mac day. My other reason is that I like San Francisco at -3. Like, give me the home field goal or less. Yeah, give it to me. Yeah. Because the Joe Burrow has struggled to throw the ball deep. And the only way anybody's beating San Francisco is you got to be able to pass, right? Cousins did it last week. He threw the ball. Now he got lucky. A 150-50 ball went his way right at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
That's what it takes. You got to be able to throw it down deep. Not that Burrow can't. Just so far this year, Burrow hasn't seemed as comfortable doing that. It might take him another week or two. So I'm going to take San Francisco. I'm going to take the over again. I hate all these overs, but I'm going to take the over.
I'm taking the over again. All right, man. Armin, what do you think, buddy?
Who that? Who that talking about beating the Bengals? Who they talking about beating the Bengals? Who that? It's Halloween. It's October. Man, those Bengals, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow is getting better. I've seen him actually getting more step into his throws. He's setting more into that throw. He's getting this game is going to be about the Bengals. It's going to be about what the Bengals are doing. It's Sam Darnold. No Debo Samuel. Like, come on, man. You got my man Tyler Boyd, my big sister from Hampton, my Hamptonian big sister. Her nephew is Tyler Boyd.
Oh, okay.
Pit legend, Tyler Boyd.
All right.
Tyler Boyd's still there. This is gonna be Cincinnati's game. I'm sorry, and I'm going with the over. I'm going with the over.
You're also going to take the over. Okay. Hey, I think both of you guys have made some good points here. Burrow is looking better. Andy's had the week off. He's coming off the bye. I'll expect him to be even better coming into this game. Brock Purdy being out, Andy, I agree. I think this would be good for him to sit back and let them, Shanahan and them guys recalculate how everybody's adjusted to him, see what they want to do moving forward. I think that'll be great for him to be able to do that. 49ers D is tough, just like my Browns logic. They're going to keep you in any game you want to be in. I think the unsung hero in this game here is this Bengals D. They haven't just been keeping the Bengals in games. They have kept their season alive single-handedly. That Bengals defense, much like the Chiefs defense, is sneaky good. People don't talk about it. The Bengals defense is tough. But there's one piece of logic here I'm just going to have to land on. I can't see the 49ers losing 3 games in a row. I can't see the 49ers losing 3 games in a row. That just seems crazy to me. So, listen, even though the spread has changed from 6 to 3, I'm going to take the Niners, and I'm going to be on the under here, though, guys. I'm going to be on the under here, and I'm going to take the 49ers. So, hey, there we are. There's 6 games on the docket. Everybody's documented. It's written in stone like Moses from the mountain here. There's no changing it now. It's just how it's interpreted when we get down there, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I'm on too many overs. Again, it's going to kill me. I hate the overs.
Well, listen, if you're on any kind of opposite from me on any of your over-unders, you're in golden shape, as you heard at the top of the show. And I'm like minus 14 on over-unders for the year. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have to win this thing outright or I'm toast.
I'm a novice at this. I'm getting better. Like I told you, I lost on Kansas and Oklahoma State a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
David Montgomery. I bet I did a parlay where I was expecting David Montgomery to get more than 19 and a half touches or carries and accumulate more than 79 yards against the Bucks. And we see what happens there. So, so anything can happen any given Sunday.
Well, that's exactly why we're doing this show, buddy, because everybody is getting into gambling now because it's becoming legal everywhere. So that's why we're doing this little show here where we're preaching $5 and $10 bets. Just have some fun on the weekend. And it's this, if you're smart and you're just doing the small $5 and $10 bets here, guys, it's no different than going to the movie or going out to dinner and hanging at the bar and having some beer. It's entertainment. If you're going to blow $50-$60 on a Sunday, dropping some bets, you got a chance to win some money. And if you lose, you'd have spent that on dinner and a movie, man. So, if you're responsible with it and chill, it's cool. That's why we do it. Andy's our resident gambling guy, semi-pro. He gets a lot of this stuff, understands a lot of it at a high level. I'm learning from him, and I'm getting a lot better at it myself. And that's why we're doing the show for guys like you that, hey, I'm into this thing now. How's it work? And that's what we're doing, man. So, hey, thank you for being on the show, man, and congrats on the run with the musical, man. That was really cool to see.
Andy and Mike, thank you for having me. I really appreciate the love and respect. Let me come back, man.
I'm back.
Let's do this.
100%, man. Hey, get some stories together from the set of Warrior. Get some stories together from New Jack City, and we'll absolutely have you back. Yeah. We would love to talk some more about that stuff, man. No doubt about it.
Right, guys.
Well, hey, man, you and I will get together when you get back in town here in Atlanta. And thanks for being on the show, brother. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, man.
See you.
All right.
Peace.
It's time for another episode of All Right Bet.